The Gift of the Magi by O. Henry. $1.87. That was all, and 60 cents of it was in pennies. Della counted it 3 times. $1.87. Tomorrow was Christmas Day, and that was all she had to buy Jim a present. She had wanted to give him something fine and rare, something worthy of a man like Jim. Suddenly, Della looked into her cheap mirror. She pulled down her hair and let it fall around her. Now, the James Dillingham Youngs owned 2 things that they were proud of. One was Jim's gold watch. It had been his father's and his grandfather's. The other was Della's hair. Della's beautiful hair fell around her, rippling and shining like a waterfall. Then she tied it up again nervously and quickly. A tear or 2 splashed on the worn red carpet. With a bright sparkle still in her eyes, she flew out the door and down the street. She stopped at a sign that read, Madame Sofronie, hair goods of all kinds. "Will you buy my hair?" asked Della. "I buy hair," said a madam. "Let's look at it." Della let her hair down. $20, said madam. "Give me the money quickly," said Della. Oh, the next 2 hours were like a rosy dream. Della went through the stores, searching for Jim's present. She found it at last. It was a platinum watch chain. It was valuable and simple. As soon as she saw it, she knew that Jim should have it. It was like him. The words quietness and value matched them both. She paid $21 and hurried home with the 87 cents. When Della reached home, she started to think calmly. She got out her curling irons and worked to repair the damage that happens when generosity is added to love. This is always a huge task, dear friends, a mammoth task. "40 minutes later, Della's head was covered with tiny curls. She looked at her reflection in the mirror for a long time and whispered, 'Please, God, make him think I'm still pretty.' The door opened and Jim came in. He looked thin and serious. Poor fellow. He was only 22, but he had so much to worry about. Jim froze inside the door. He stared at Della. She couldn't understand the expression in his eyes, and it terrified her. It was not anger, surprise, disapproval, or horror. It wasn't any of the feelings she expected. He just stared at her with that strange expression on his face. "Jim, darling," she cried, "don't look at me that way. I had my hair cut off and sold. I couldn't live through Christmas without giving you a present. Let's be happy. You don't know what a beautiful, nice gift I got for you." You cut off your hair? Asked Jim slowly. I cut it off and sold it, said Della. Don't you like me just as well? I'm still me, without my hair, right? It's Christmas Eve. Be good to me, because the hair was sold for you, she said, with a serious sweetness. Jim wrapped his Della in his arms. For 10 seconds, let us look carefully in the other direction. $8 a week or $1 million a year. What is the difference? Oops. A mathematician would give you the wrong answer. The Magi brought valuable gifts, but that was not one of them. This mysterious idea will be clear later. Jim took a package from his pocket. Don't make any mistake, Dell, he said, about me. No haircut could ever make me like my girl any less. But once you unwrap this present, you may see why you surprised me at first. Della quickly tore open the paper. She let out a cry of joy, but her joy soon turned to tears. There lay the combs. The hair combs that Della had wanted for so long in a store window. They were the perfect color for her hair. She knew that they were expensive. She had wished for them without any hope of ever owning them. And now they were hers. But the long hair that should have gone with the lovely combs was gone. Della looked up and smiled. My hair grows so fast, Jim. And then she jumped up and cried, Oh, oh! Jim had not seen his beautiful present yet. She held it out to him eagerly. The precious metal reflected her bright, loving spirit. Isn't it a dandy, Jim? I looked for it all over town. Give me your watch. I want to see how the chain looks on it. Jim didn't obey. Instead, he tumbled onto the couch and smiled. Dell, said he, let's put our Christmas presents away for a while. I sold the watch to get the money to buy your combs. As you know, the Magi were wise men. They were the wonderful, wise men who brought gifts to the babe in the manger. They invented the art of giving Christmas presents. Since they were wise, their gifts must have been wise too. And now I have told you an important story about two foolish children who unwisely sacrificed their treasures for each other. But to all of today's wise men, I say that these two were the wisest of all. Of all people who give and receive gifts, they are wisest. Everywhere they are wisest. They are the Magi.